Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Becomes Guardian of Heaven Part 2. Chapter 4, Ameliel's Pav. This feeling, such a liberating feeling. I have been reborn and freed. This body. Such power. Such energy that I now have. Where am I? Where is my brother? Emil. There. I see, brother. Hiding. Fighting with a suit of armor. Why? Why is he fighting? Yoo-hoo, looky over there. A man with long silver hair and a silver beard said to me, pointing in another direction. Who is he? Wait. His aura. It is vaguely familiar. Lucifer? Brother Lucifer? No, this one's aura isn't as strong as Brother Lucifer's. Yes, I've seen him before. It is all coming back to me. Son of my brother Lucifer. Rizevim is his name. I turned to where Rizevim pointed. The dragon. The big red one. Who's there? The dragon shouted at me. He shouted at me. Just like father did all those years ago. Yes, it is all coming back to me. Father did this to me. Father did this to me. He is going to hurt me. Just like father did. I roared back, hoping that the big giant dragon would fly away. Apocalyptic beast. He shouted back at me, not flying away. He is coming closer to me. No. Get away. I created a light spear in my hand and threw it at the evil dragon. The spear missed. The dragon is mad now. No, don't hurt me. The dragon started to charge up an attack with its mouth. The ball of fire is coming at me. I blocked it with my wings, overlapping my body. The bowl disintegrated when it hit my body. The ground violently shook as the dragon took to the sky. The dragon is firing more fire attacks at me. I jumped up and opened my wings, flying towards the dragon. It attacked me. I'm not going to lying down to this one like I did to father. The dragon must die. Lilith's Pav. I do not like this. Someone is staring at me. Master Rizevim, he showed me a mirror. I saw a reflection. Of myself. Of what I look like. Now, there is someone staring at me. Someone that looks like me. I do not like this. Why are you staring at me? I asked the girl in front of me. She stares at me. Her mouth starts to open. You are me. She said to me. No, I am me. Who are you? I asked, tilting my head slightly at this mysterious girl who looks like me. I am Office. You are me. She said, pausing afterward. I stared at her and she stared back at me. Why does this Office think I am her? Why am I you? I am me. I said as she looked to my left. I stared at the fight that Master Rizevim is in right now. He is fighting the one he calls his bastard grandson. I should be helping him. He said no and let me walking around this place. The place he calls the dimensional gap. You are me. You were my power. She said, as I wondered what she meant. I am not of your power. I am of Master Rizevim. That is what he said to me. I said, still looking at Master Rizevim as he flew around. Master looks at me. He is smiling. I like this. I feel a warmness in my heart. Lilith. Why are you standing around for? Kill the girl in front of you. Kill Office. He said, as I nodded. I turned my gaze back to the one who calls herself Office. I see. I must do what Master Rizevim says. I must kill Office. Great Red's Pav. DCH, so this is the power of the apocalyptic beast that was sealed by the God of the Bible. Such power. I haven't been threatened with such power since the time that Office actually was serious about kicking me out of this place. It is flying around. Launching light spears at me. These light spears. They fell much more powerful than any of those thrown by angels that have foolishly wandered here. These are even stronger than those thrown by the God of the Bible when he tried to murder me here. I haven't had such a battle in many millennia. Might as well enjoy myself. I launched a massive ball of pure energy, drawing energy from the surroundings as it charged up. I launched it at the apocalyptic beast, but he managed to dodge. Such speed. He spun around as his wings covered his body. Thousands of light and dark spears were launched in every direction. I created hundreds of magical circles that intercepted and destroyed the spears. It roared as it saw that I destroyed its attacks. I roared back as I created hundreds of destructive energy spheres, launching them all at the apocalyptic beast. It took the spheres head on by covering its head with its wings. The ground shook as the attacks collided with its wings. What is taking them so long? At this rate, the entire human and underworld will be destroyed. I can see why the God of the Bible sealed the apocalyptic beast away. It unfurled its wings, revealing its body. Not a scratch on it. Damn, those wings blocked my attack. Wait. I see scales on the wings. So that is how it managed to survive the destructive spheres. Alright, I have a new plan. Let my attacks pass the wings and destroy the body. He'll eventually die with that as no one can withstand a full-powered blast from me to the body. Office's Pav. My clone is fast. Very fast. She is running. At me. Trying to punch me with her fists. Her eyes lifeless. I block most of her attacks. But some of them hit me. These hits hurt. I do not like this. I need to defeat her and get my power back. She is still running at me. began trying to hit me. I blocked her punches with my hand. I punched her in the face. She went back, then looked at me. She growled at me. I really do not like this. She makes me angry. I do not know why I feel this way. I block a kick from her. I punch her in the face again. This time, she fell to the ground. I followed her to the ground. I looked at her face. Her eyes are closed. She'll try to take her back inside of me. I put my right hand on her. I feel her, no, my power within. I start taking back her power. I am feeling stronger now. Her body is becoming smaller. I continue taking power. Her body is shrinking. I almost took all her power. Her body is no more. I have taken all of my power back. I feel complete again. I turn around to stare at Red. He is fighting with the apocalyptic beast. The beast sealed away by the God of the Bible. I shall help him. Great Red's paw. This is not good. He is taking all of my best attacks and not showing any signs of slowing down. The light and dark spears coming from him are getting faster and faster now. I can't keep taking them without taking serious damage. Such unbelievable power. Ganon's power pales in comparison to the apocalyptic beast. I can't pick my shots carefully for much longer. Where are those annoying devils? They should be here by now, helping me kill this beast before our battle destroys the human and underworlds. How do I destroy this being without putting more power in and possibly destroying the various worlds? I see something walking near the apocalyptic beast. Wait, is that Office? What is she doing? 666 is staring at me before turning his attention towards Office. What is she doing to do? Office's paw. So, this is the apocalyptic beast that was sealed by the Bible. I have never experienced such power. Beside mine and Red's. The apocalyptic beast is staring at me now. Apocalyptic beast, what is it that you desire? I said, as it stared at me. What I desire? Death of all humans. For the pain they caused me. It mumbled out in a pained voice. I see. But, that is unacceptable. I will not permit this. I said, charging up a bowl of energy at launching at the apocalyptic beast. The beast roared, then shielded itself. The attack did not hit. Red, hit now. I said, looking at Red, who is behind the apocalyptic beast. Red, charged up energy it shot it. The energy ball hit the apocalyptic beast in the back. Red, rushed at the beast as it roared in pain. I sent hundreds of my snakes out to the beast. Red hit the beast, knocking it down to the ground. My snakes bit the beast. I feel the energy of the beast lessening. The beast got back to its feet. It roared, causing the ground to violently shake. This must end now. Issei will not be happy if the human world is destroyed. My snakes continued biting. Red kept charging an energy beam to launch at apocalyptic beast. The apocalyptic beast roared as the beam hit it. The beast charged at Red. Red bit an arm of the apocalyptic beast off. Maybe they will kill each other. Maybe I will have my home back. The beast created thousands of light and dark spears. Many spears hit Red. I am happy at this. Red pushed the beast to the ground and sat on him. The beast created a big dark spear. It stabbed Red in the stomach, causing Red to scream. My snakes came back to me. I absorbed the power inside of them. I feel very strong right now. Red is charging up an attack on top of the beast. The beam hit the beast in the face, causing it to scream. The scream died down. Red survived. I am sad at this. Red then flew to me. Office. Why didn't you help me? Red screamed in my face as it bled. I thought both of you would die. I said as it stared at me. You're still on that. It shouted at me. Yes. Rizevim Lucifer's paw. Shit. The Great Red hasn't been killed while the apocalyptic beast has been killed. What can I do now? Alright Rizevim, think. What would father do? Well, he would kill everyone in his way and then escape. I see. I shall do that. I'll escape here and go back into hiding. I created a magical circle to pick up Euclid, my most wonderful assistant. I teleported myself back to the first battle site. Where is Euclid? Oh, there he is. His body is laying on the ground, next to his sister and the fake Sursages. The evil dragons are all fighting. Alright, I might be able to make it out of here undetected. But, no. I see that Graphia is looking straight at me. Her face is absolutely full of hate. Two magical circles appear next to her. I see. Bali came out of the black magical circle. And the other person is. Fake Beelzebub, Ajuka. Well, this changes everything now, does it? Graphia, how you have changed. I said, smiling at my traitorous subordinate. Rizevim. She spouted back at me. Is that how someone talks to their former boss? I then looked at her husband, who is bleeding from the mouth. Euclid did his job I see. He always was a good pawn. I said, trying to get a reaction from Graphia. Don't talk about my brother like that. She shouted back at me, her face enraged. You might want to take him away. I said, glancing at the bleeding fake Lucifer. How it pains me to suggest that he flee this battle. Rafia, you're a smart girl. Do what is best for your husband and yourself. I'm letting you leave this battle. I said, staring at my bastard grandson and the fake Beelzebub. She glared at me, as did Vali and Ajuka. She held her husband up, creating a blue magical circle underneath them. Ah, it is the lucifuge circle that appeared under them. The circle expanded to cover both of them. The circle started to disappear. Alright, almost time for battle. 3, 2, 1. The circle disappeared. I created a black magical sphere in my right hand, smiling at the two in front of me. I can't wait to show them this power. I call it transdimensional clairvoyant sphere. I've worked on this for thousands of years and it is now time to show it to the world. Time to show you transdimensional clairvoyant sphere. Let's battle. Chapter 5 Rizevim Livan. Who wants to be the first to fight an old man such as my wonderful self? I asked the two in front of me. I fiddled with the transdimensional clairvoyant sphere, smiling as I eyed both of them carefully. It's awesome to have so much power. I waited around for something to happen, but nothing happened after 5 seconds. Ah, my bones are going to turn to dust if I continue waiting around, so might as well take the initiative. Fake Satan Beelzebub. You probably are a bigger challenge than my weak bastard of a grandson. Come at me. I said, smiling at the fake Satan who looked at Vali for a moment. Aw, Vali looks mad. Did I hurt his feelings? Vali nodded at the fake Satan who nodded back and then looked at me. Say, your power is called the Kankara formula, so I've heard. I'll let you counter my first move. I'm interested in your powers. We could have met each other on the battlefield all those years ago, but better late than never, right? I said these wonderful words as I launched a beam of darkness at the fake Beelzebub. He created a red magical circle in his hand, with many formulas and words moving very fast. Your powers of calculation are very well known throughout the underworld from what I gathered. Too bad that this won't work now. I said as his eyes widened. He dodged the beam of darkness and looked at me with shocked eyes. Should I explain? You see, I needed to gather information on you and Surziches. We gathered enough information on Surziches and Euclid prepared accordingly. But you were always the mysterious one. Your powers were very well known, but not very well studied. I continued. Can't have that, can we? I said, smiling at the fake Beelzebub's shocked face. You see. I was the one who found your location in the human world and I sent my men to confront you. You know that human. Ah, what was his name? Seagull or fried squid or something like that. It was funny seeing them all die and it served its purpose of uncovering your abilities. We, and I mean me, managed to counteract your Kankara formula. It wasn't easy, no definitely not, but we managed it apparently by the look on your shocked face. It was actually really simple, considering who I am. Did you really think something like that would work on someone like me? I asked them, upset that they would underestimate me. Me. Son of Lucifer, father of all devils. So, what would you do now? I asked them, urging them on with my left hand. He stared at me, before launching thousands of thunderbolts at me. I smiled and simply looked at the transdimensional clairvoyant sphere, which glowed a faint red before morphing. Balance breaker. Valamelium. I said, smiling as all of the thunderbolts stopped in their tracks. I then looked at my right hand, which was holding a dark spear of energy. I then looked at the two in front of me and held out the spear. Can you feel this? I shouted at them. I can certainly feel the aura from the spear, but it doesn't bother me as much as it used to. It can't be, Ajuka shouted. Through Longinus, my bastard grandson added. Yes. Indeed, it is the spear of Longinus. I shouted at them as I pointed the spear at Vali. The spear launched a blast of energy, which Vali unfortunately dodged. Shocked you should be. I have ultimate power with my transdimensional clairvoyant sphere. I shouted at them, laughing as my spear launched many more energy blasts at them. How do you have such a power? Ajuka shouted at me. You know of my sacred gear canceller, right? It has another power. You see, all of the sacred gears that have been pointed at me, their powers don't simply go away. Energy doesn't simply go away. You as a devil of science should know this best. I said, laughing at the fake Beelzebub. Anyway, all of the attacks were cancelled, but their abilities were trapped inside my consciousness. My thousands of years of living, I have faced all 13 Longinus many times, as is the case of the other sacred gears. In essence, I have the abilities of all the Longinus within me. I have the abilities of the subspecies, the balance breakers, and all 13 Longinus within me. In other words, you can't beat me. I smiled at them. I have transcended my father and will kill all of you now and make my legacy here with your blood. Ajuka Beelzebub's pav. Impossible. Achieving a state where he transcended the realm of power among us devils. How shall I go about defeating all of the powers he has? I look at Vali, who has a helpless expression on his face. I then stare back at Rizevim, who has a cocky expression on his face. I launched a massive hailstorm at Rizevim, who simply smiled as he raised his hand. The spear in his hand transformed into a crucifix-shaped object. No. The incinerate anthem Longinus. Balance breaker. Qlippoth, the power faced when I battled Johann Ware. He said as a tremendous wall of holy fire destroyed all of my hail. I grimaced and then thought of my next attack. I then looked at Volley, who dodged a separate wall of fire. Elemental destruction. He can't possibly stop all of the attacks at once. I created tremendous storm, with fire, water, lightning, darkness and earth, and sent it as a tornado. He simply smiled however, and muttered the words. Balance breaker. Zeramat Quinari, the power I faced when I Suleiman the Magnificent. He said as the crucifix turned into a battle axe. Irregulus Nemia. The battle axe glowed a bright yellow as the entire ground shook. Just what is happening? The ground below the tornado opened up, swallowing up a tornado, before closing back up. He just ate the tornado. How did you, Beelzebub? I know you can do better than that. Do I have to take the fight to you instead? You should have asked, I would have gladly done so. He said, rushing at me. I dodged his initial rush at me, and when I turned to face him, he held up his hand, revealing a crystal ball. The absolute demise. Balance breaker. Nere Anshashar, the power I faced when fighting Vyasa. He said, causing dozens of clear prisms to appear before me. He disappeared before me, and I looked around to see that Volley was no one to be found. You looking for me? He said, his face appearing in all of the prisms. Come on, take your best shot. He said, challenging me. Alright, calmly evaluate this. Where would he be to avoid damage if I got the attack right? I spun and attacked the prism directly behind me, shattering it with a beam of darkness. No. The attack reflected and is bouncing off the prisms. Looking for me? He said. Shink. A Spain, could it be? A spear of darkness pierced my chest, Rizevim holding the other end. How? I asked, feeling the immense pain that the spear brought on. Absolute demise can hold a person's essence and spread it out. This distracts the opponent, allowing for a close strike. That is when I switched back to the true Longinus. He said, laughing maniacally as the spear was retracted out and stabbed a different part. Ah, what genius. The prisms around me broke as I felt blood coming out of my mouth. Is this the end of me? Indeed. Volley Lucifer's paw. So my dear grandson Volley. What will you do? My bastard grandfather said, staring at me. Crap. I can't defeat him like this. His ability to go through Longinus gears like that makes him invincible now. The reinforcements I have called for should be here in a minute. Bayali. Don't ignore your grandfather. He said as the sphere morphed into a sphere. Through Longinus. Balance breaker. Penglai Kinshi, the power of Liu Bei. He said as my armor fell off. What did he do? Penglai Kinshi has the power to negate all armors in front of me. I'm at a huge disadvantage without my armor. I have to retreat. Seriously, where are the other two Satans, my reinforcements? Two magical circles appeared in front of me. Backup. Finally, we can kill him. Falbium Asmodeus's paw. Ah, so I am finally here. Seraphol is to my left, and there is Volley. I also see Rizevim Lucifer to my front. Delightful. This is what I got out of bed for today. Falbium Glaciolabolas and Seraphol Citri. Or should I say Falbium Asmodeus and Seraphol Leviathan, to what do I have the pleasure of welcoming you here today? He said with a chuckle. He is still as polite as the time when he tried to recruit me for the old Satan faction. We got a call from Volley. I said, yawning as I am still groggy. My useless grandson had to call for backup. This is a family issue you know. He said with smiling. Volley is gritting his teeth in annoyance. I know you're feeling. I'm annoyed that I have to be here too. Is this your doing? Seraphol shouted at him. Well, obviously Seraphol. Of course, Seraphol. Who else is wicked enough to do this? He said, grinning as he stared off in the distance. I stared where he stared. I see numerous battles, each involving an evil dragon. They're fine the way they are. Say Seraphol, isn't that your sister fighting the Yamada no Arachi right now? Yamada will kill them and mutilate their bodies. Doesn't that give you an orgasm of the highest degree? The thought of fresh citri meat for its mouth makes you excited, doesn't it? He said. Oh no, I stare at Seraphol, who is unleashing a dangerous amount of aura right now. Seraphol, don't let him provoke you. No one will harm Sotan. She said, freezing the air around Rizevim, but not Rizevim himself. The sphere in his hand morphed into a black shield. Lips uttered the words. Balance breaker. Adigi, the power of Genghis Khan. He said as the air superheated. I was caught off guard by the immense heat, jumping back as the ice particles around him melted into water droplets. A shield that can control weather? No, it isn't possible. Zenith Tempest Seraphol shouted out in shock. Yeah. You don't know about my power, do you? I don't have time to rant again, so bastard Volley, please explain why you all have no future. Rizevim said as I became interested. What could he be talking about? His power, the transdimensional clairvoyant sphere. It can mimic any sacred gear he has faced, including the Longinus sacred gears. All of the subspecies and balance breakers that he faced can be used against us. Volley said. Ah, things just got a lot more complicated here. Looks like I won't be back in bed within 10 minutes. Okay, Falbium, think. Everything must have a weakness. No matter how strong the opponent looks, there is always weakness buried within. Okay, opponent, Rizevim Livan Lucifer. Son of the previous Lucifer. Member of the old Satan faction. Ah, okay, what else? Super devil and wielder of this transdimensional clairvoyant sphere. Okay, we know he can cancel out sacred gears and he can mimic sacred gears. Ah, this is hard and making my brain hurt. I should end this early so I can get back to bed. Alright, let's see if this works. Hey Volley. Use your half dimension or something. Let me test out a theory. I said as Volley nodded. Great, one part of the plan is done. Say Seraphol. Use your Celsius cross trigger on him. I said as I focused my attention back at Rizevim, who grinned at me. Restoria. I said while sending a series of hurricanes at Rizevim. Seraphol to my left started her attack. Celsius cross trigger. Half dimension. Rizevim stared at us, using his wings to take flight while smiling. Alright, time to test out the theory's other part. Is that the best you can do? Rizevim said, landing back in front of us as the object in his hand morphed into a book. Ah, it appears to be the Annihilation Maker. Perfect. Seraphol, volley. Launch normal attacks at him. I said as he launched a vicious smile at us. Balance breaker. Bakulishenka, the power of Peter the Great. A single soldier of darkness emerged from the ground, causing a giant quake. The soldier had a broadsword, a shield, and stood over 50 feet tall. The soldier had no head, but it saw with a single eye on its chest plate. Our attacks intercepted the soldier, who blocked it with a shield. Volley, use your half dimension on Rizevim. I said as I dodged a swipe from the sword. The soldier fell to the ground as Volley used a half dimension on Rizevim. Okay, the theory is confirmed then. Need to tell the others. Alright, I found his weakness. I said, staring at Rizevim who simply sneered at me. Alright, it appears he can't use the transdimensional clairvoyant sphere while having the sacred gear canceller active. In other words, he can't attack with the sphere if he is defending with the canceller and vice versa. I said to everyone. Rizevim growled at me, his eyes full of rage. Ho, you think you've found a weakness? I have no weaknesses. Die by your overwhelming arrogance. He shouted at me. Ah, denying the weakness represents overcompensation for said weakness. He said this while holding up a black cross. The Incinerate Anthem. Balance breaker. Ming Tezhin Mei. Power of Li's itching. He said as hundreds of birds of fire took to the sky. Ah, Fengyuang birds. Birds made of pure fire that can burn a devil crisp to the bone. Ollie. You know what to do. I said as Volley rushed at his grandfather, who sent the birds in front of him. Seraphol, attack. I said, charging up hundreds of corrosive spheres. The birds that rushed at us were destroyed by Seraphol's ice attacks while I launched my attacks at Rizevim. Rizevim gritted his teeth as the birds fell to the ground. He raised his sacred gear canceller shield as Volley's fist connected with his face. Rizevim staggered back, his face bleeding from the punch. Volley flew back to us and we continued to launch attacks at Rizevim, who looked at us with a hateful face. Well, just keep chipping away at his defenses. With our combined attacks, we will eventually hit him with something that will kill him. Female's Pav. TCH, this brat is quite annoying. Skilled but annoying. We've been battling for a very long time and he is still coming at me. Still relentless as before. The Red Dragon Emperor, quite a worthy opponent. Still is ashamed to put down such a powerful opponent. I dodged his so-called dragon shot and maneuvered around him. Where did Rizevim and Gamaliel go? Ah, was I so caught up in my own battle that I did not observe my surroundings? I glared at my opponent, the Red Dragon Emperor and the devil within. It is useless fighting in here anymore. I'm not sure what happened to Gamaliel, but without his limitless power battling the Great Red, there is no use being here. I activated a magical circle as I launched another hail of light spears at the Red Dragon Emperor, who dodged all of them. I teleported myself back to the factory and stumbled upon a battlefield. I saw Rizevim, who was being rapidly punched in the face by his grandson while being frozen in place. I've had enough of you bullshit. His grandson said, punching his face into the ground. Ah, so the fool finally is dead. Indeed he is. I feel his aura fading away from existence. That moronic son of Lucifer, bragging about his transdimensional clairvoyant sphere. I guess it wasn't as powerful as he claimed. Whatever, he was a nuisance anyway. I turned away from that scene and started looking for Ashiriel. Let's escape this and live to fight another day. Ashiriel. Ashiriel. I shouted out in the chaos, hoping that she would hear me. No. I see Otter. Azazel is holding her up. The light spear through her body. She's dead. No. Molochel, Gamaliel, Ashiriel. I am the only one left. What is the point of continue living? Yes. I understand now. It is almost my time as well. Might as well bring all the humans down with me. Yes, it is all their fault. They broke the family up. I'll kill all of them. I scanned the battlefield, looking for any remaining dragons. I see Ozzy Dahaka and the Yamata no Orochi remaining. TCH, only 2 of the dragons survived. No matter, we can still do some damage. Dragons. Come with me to the human world and kill all the humans. The evil dragons turned and smiled at me. First stop, Kuo, Japan. Kill all the humans that these devils know. Chapter 6, Hemiel's Pov. So, this is the human world, I said as the magical circle I used disappeared. I overlooked the city. The city in Japan that the humans call Kuo. These buildings, they arch towards the sky. Don't the humans ever learn? The Tower of Babel, the pitiful attempt that the humans endeavored on to reach Father. Such vanity, greed, pride. I'll be happy to knock it down. I created millions of light spears which I sent crashing down to the pitiful city. Crash. They all hit something. I see the smoke and fire as a result of the light spears. Yes, yes. The wails and lamentations of the humans is beautiful to my ears. Die, pitiful humans, die. Hemiel. I heard a familiar voice shout at me. I turned around and saw the Red Dragon Emperor, Issei Haidu again. I smiled as he stared at me. Isn't it beautiful? Your species' vanity, greed. All of it comes tumbling down right here and now. I said as I create millions of light spears and sent them to parts of the city that aren't on fire. Stop what you are doing. He shouted at me. Ha. Like I'd listen to the likes of you. Or what? You'll kill me? Ha, you see, I embrace death now. Now that my brothers and sisters are dead, I'm the only one left. So, might as well take the filthy arrogant humans along with me. I said, sending thousands of black destructive spheres at him. He immediately dodged and flew at me with great speed. I smiled and turned my back on him, flying away from him as fast as I could. I have the perfect idea of where to fight. Yamata no Orochi's Pov. Ah, the human world. I haven't been here since, well, forever. I teleported where Hemiel instructed. I looked down at the city below me. Such technology, I am unaware of what they are. But it is unmistakable. This is near the Kumano Nachi Taisha, the spot where that asshole Susanoo is. Susanoo? I shouted in anger, causing a quake in the ground below. Ah, it is humorous to watch the humans scatter below me. The storm cloud materialized in front of me. After a flash of thunder, the bastard appeared from the cloud. He is dressed exactly the way I remember him. The bastard still has the flaming red hair and the blue coverings on his legs. Also, he still is not wearing a shirt, causing me to roll my eyes at him. In his right hand, he holds the spear of Hidari. The spear that killed me. I stared at his face, and he stared back at mine. The bastard then smiled at me, causing me great anger. Ah, Yamata no Orochi, long time no see. Susanoo's Pov. Ah, Yamata no Orochi, long time no see. You are still exactly the way I remembered you. I said, staring at the brown snake that has 8 heads and 8 tails. I'm surprised that the Yamata no Orochi caused all of this damage. I don't remember it being able to cause massive earthquakes around the world. The skies are bloody red, reminiscent of the scenery of our last battle. Yaoo killed me. It shouted at me. I raised my eyebrows at its outburst. Ah, that I did. And your point is? I asked, not sure of what it means. I clearly killed it, what of it? I'm going to kill Yaoo. It yelled back at me with all 8 of its heads, causing a deafening screech in my ears. So you are planning to destroy the world too? I asked it as I gripped my silver spear, the spear that I won from Hidari, lesser god of the seas. No, that was the devil's work. It said as I shook my head in disbelief. So that fool Rizevim actually tried to summon the apocalyptic beast. I'm all for the end of the world, but he could have had the decency to tell the gods that wanted it so we could have helped. Idiot tried to go at it alone, I suppose. Well, that makes no difference. I'll kill you again, and this time, I'll make sure that nothing is left of you so you can't be revived. I said as the Yamata no Orochi charged up beams of energy in each one of its mouths. Predictable. It tried this the last time we battled. Each mouth holds a different power unless something has changed since the last time. Let's see. Fire, water, earth, wind, light, dark, lightning, void. I stared at the beast as it charged up its attacks, thinking about how I would kill it this time. I think I am going to destroy the body and then the heads this time. I smiled as all 8 balls of energy flew at me with great speed. I swung my spear, slashing apart the lightning and void balls, while dodging everything else. Ninigi no Dorama. I said, absorbing the power of lightning and void balls with my spear. Yamata no Orochi, don't you ever learn? You tried that with me thousands of years ago. What makes you think it will work now? It will. It hissed at me as it charged up spheres of fire and water energy. It took in energy from the surroundings and sent thousands of fire and water energy spheres at me. I swung my spear, now radiating with void energy, and cut up the fireballs. The water balls got past my defense and hit my body, but I just laughed. I'm the god of seas and storms. Do you think that would really work? I asked the Yamada no Orochi, who just roared back. I pointed the spear of Hidari at Yamada no Orochi's body. "Inaba aim," I said, expelling all of the lightning within the spear as a massive lightning bolt. I aimed the lightning bolt at the Yamada no Orochi, not caring which part of its body I hit. The Yamada no Orochi saw the attack and managed to dodge the lightning bolt. I'm too far out for my attacks to be effective. Time to get in close. I rushed Yamada no Orochi as it hissed and launched thousands of smaller elemental attacks at me. I grinned as I dodged all of them, absorbing the power of void in my spear once again. "Die," I said, launching the spear into the stomach of the Yamada no Orochi, who roared out in pain. "Marufuji no Kami." I uttered these words, creating lightning bolts which emerged from the sky and rained down on the Yamada no Orochi. The dragon roared back as and retreated due to pain. I then launched hundreds of water spears, laced with poison, at the Yamada no Orochi. All of the spears hit, causing the Yamada no Orochi to crash violently to the shrine grounds. The Yamada no Orochi continued to moan in pain as I stepped on the earth near it. "I'll destroy this being once and for all." I closed my eyes and raised my hands before taking a deep breath. "I cast upon you the spell of my father, Izanagi no Mikoto, the righteous and divine one, the spell that is to banish your body to the deepest corner of the world and obliterate your soul so that not even the crows many partake in it." I started speaking of the spell my father, Izanagi, taught to me at an early age. The very spell I spoke was the very one my father used to destroy the soul of the demon Namage. A glowing magical circle appeared underneath the Yamada no Orochi's body as I continued chanting. "And with this, may your soul never see the light of day again," I shouted, thrusting my spear to the earth below me to finish the ritual. The Yamada no Orochi's body turned into dust and its soul in the form of a white orb drifted to me before shooting up into space. "It is finally done. I've killed the Yamada no Orochi. Again. Azi Dahaka's Pav. Yeah. Die. This is so fun. I've returned to my ancestral birthplace, the Dashti Kavir Desert in Persia, although I've found the humans calling it Iran for some reason. When I stumbled upon my birthplace, I found humans there and did what I love to do. Kill humans and feast on their souls. So far, I've managed to kill 375 and am set to kill hundreds more. But I need to deal with some, shall we say, unwanted guests. I turn around and see that the devils have followed me back to my home. It is the Citri girl and her peerage, as well as the Gremory girl and her peerage, minus the Nekomata that I played with. Ready for more? I said as I turned to face them. Whoa. One of them launched a thunderbolt at me, which I barely dodged. Sheesh, talking about starting fast. Alright, let's play then. I said, thinking of what magic to use against these devils who started to encircle me. I thought of the perfect one. Poison. I'll poison these annoying devils to death. I created a dense fog of poisonous gas around myself, hiding my presence from the devils who surrounded me. I then launched a cloud of gas in all directions at the devils and loved their sounds of despair. What is this mist? I heard the Gremory heiress wail in despair. Poisonous gas. Everyone shield yourselves. The Citri heiress mentioned. It's too late to save yourselves. Once you are exposed to my poisonous gas, you will die a painful death. All of you children will die. But before you do, please me with battle. I said, launching myself at the nearest devil, who has the aura of a werewolf. The werewolf managed to dodge my charge and then launched a firestorm at me. A magical werewolf devil mutt, how wonderful to kill. Alright, I'll take some of your fire just to prove how powerless you are. Yes. Give me more. I said as I noticed a being sprinting at me from the corner of my eye. A scythe wielder. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I may like receiving pain, but I would like to live a long life full of death and destruction, so getting hit by a scythe isn't on my list. Slow. I slowed down the area of time around the girl, making her move at very slow speeds. Burn devil, burn. I said, launching holy flames at the devil, who was burned to the bone at this. Benia-san. Yes. Mourn the loss of your worthless comrade. Who is next? I roared, unhappy with my extremely weak opponents. I was stabbed in the back by a sword, laughing as I felt the sword being retracted from my body. Very good, you managed to land a hit on me, now die. I turned around and saw a woman with a sword. The Durandal. Your power pales in comparison with the previous wielder woman. Shatter. I said, remembering the spell of breaking weapons. The woman broke in front of the woman, causing her to recoil in shock. Great, now's the chance. I used my 2 secondary heads to bite her. My left head missed, but my right head managed to bite off her left arm completely. Your arm is delicious. Thanks for the offering. I turned back around to see a little girl with white hair standing in front of me, shivering. Why you bite off Zenovia's arm? The boy shouted at me. Yeah, so what are you going to do about it? I said, launching a hail of poison-tipped arrows at the boy. The boy said as a tremendous amount of darkness radiated from the boy. I felt my very being threatened by the darkness, but I just laughed. "You think this tiny darkness will contain me? You shall die for your stupidity," I said, launching a stream of poison water at the boy, who stood still. The water was intercepted by darkness monsters, who took the brunt of the water. Many eyes soon appeared from the darkness, as I felt my reflexes being slowed down. "Why you're trying to freeze me, go to hell," I screamed, breaking free of the eye's grip on my body. I charged up 3 balls of fire from each of my heads and launched them at the boy. "Mirror Alice," I heard a woman say, appearing in front of the attack, a mirror in front of her. "If you want to get hit by the attack, so be it." The mirror shattered and the attack is coming back at me. Not happening. I dodged a reflected attack, but then heard the Gremory heiress talk. "Extinguished star." She cried out as a tremendous amount of aura was released by her. The attack that she used to blew half of Grendel's head off. "Alright, I'll take it," and then bragged to Grendel about how much better I took it. The aura was compressed into a sphere which drifted towards me. I was attracted to it and rushed into it. "It will probably just tickle me." Ah. That hits the spot. The sphere destroyed 5 of my wings and charred a bit of my body. I took it far better than that wimp Grendel did. "Seriously, that is your best attack, give me something stronger," I shouted, angry that this is the best that these devils could do. "Riaz, use your attack on Tsubaki," I heard the Citri heiress shout out. I saw the Citri heiress and her queen, who must be this Tsubaki, nod at each other. "Alright Sona," the Gremory heiress said as she chanted extinguished star again. "Alright, since they can't kill me, they're killing each other. Great, let the despair take over and kill each other." "Mirror Alice," Tsubaki said as the extinguished star hit the mirror, causing it to shatter. "Reflect," I heard the Citri heiress said as the attack reflected at me. "Alright, this might be it. One last time to play around before I kill all of these devils." The attack hit me head on. Ugh. Crap. Too strong. I'm dying. No. Screw this. If I'm dying, I'll bring all of them down with me. "Detonation charge," I said, uttering the suicide spell that will destroy everything around me. The detonation charge has a setup time of 10 seconds. I closed my eyes as I felt the aura disappear from my body. It's been a good life as I counted down from 10. "Females Pav, stop running from me," Issei shouted at me. "Who says I'm running, stupid devil? I have you right where I want you. I felt your aura and I found the house with auras close enough to yours. That's your house, isn't it? Your parents are there, right? They shall die." I shouted as I sent 1,000,000 light spears into the 6-story house, destroying the house in a blaze of glory. The house exploded and then I stared at Issei, who stared at me. "Father, mother," Issei shouted at them in despair. Yes. Take the suffering that I've felt and let it take over you." "Why you killed them?" he shouted at me in hatred. "Yes, I did. Now you know some of the pain I've felt. My family being broken up. You shall take some of that pain too," I said, launching thousands of light and dark spears at him. He dodged my attacks and then started chanting. "I, who is about to awaken, am the Red Dragon Emperor who holds the truth of the King up high, holding the infinite hopes and unbreakable dreams and walking the path of righteousness. I will become an Emperor of Crimson Dragon, and I will lead you to the path of heaven, glowing in deep crimson light. Cardinal Crimson full drive. Boost. Issei shouted as he rushed at me with an obscene amount of speed. I barely dodged his attack and launched thousands of spears at him. Star Sonic Booster. Where did he go? Punch. Ugh. He hit me. He is in front of me, throwing hundreds of punches at me. Retreat. I flew full speed away from him to get a breather from him. He grabbed one of my wings and flung me onto the roof of a building. "Alright. You asked for it." He rushed at me as I stood back up on the roof. I created a wall of water, which I launched at him. Once the water hit his armor, causing it to corroded by a bit. I then followed it up with a strike of holy lightning, which hit and electrocuted him, stopping him in his tracks. Yes. How do you like my acidic holy water, holy lightning combination? I shouted at Issei, who is kneeling on his hands and feet on the roof. "Die," I said, rushing towards him and kicking him in the stomach. "How? Do you like it?" I shouted, kicking him repeatedly in the stomach as I heard him gasp for air. I saw him bleed out from his mouth and I want to see more. I kicked him in the face, knocking him onto his butt. Yes. His face is full of fear right now. I picked him up by his face and lifted him up. I started crushing his head, hearing his screams as music to my ears. Shink. What is this? I looked down, seeing a golden spear in my chest. I dropped Issei and started to turn to face whoever stabbed me. The spear retracted and I spun around. It was a young male with black hair. "Why you dare stab me?" I said, preparing a light spear to stab the man with as the male stabbed me again, this time in the shoulder. "Ugh. No, I will not die like this," I shouted as the spear was retracted again. I grabbed the man by the throat and lifted him up. The man struggled, but he managed to stab me again, this time in the upper chest. I dropped the man and knelt down, my body just simply didn't move. You were an able opponent. I wish I faced you on equal terms. He said as he readied his spear. I closed my eyes and waited for the end. Me, killed by a human that I couldn't even sense. I suppose fate has a strange way of working. How Qlippoth, I did it. I just killed the Archangel Michael, the one that Indra told me of, by stabbing him in the face with my spear. I stared at Issei, who is coughing out blood. It is a shame that I have to do this to such a strong opponent. Issei, you were a good opponent. I wish I could have killed you purely on my own power, but I must do this for humanity. Goodbye. I said, pointing my spear at Issei before launching a beam of energy at Issei. The beam obliterated Issei, killing him. I stared down at both of the dead bodies, Michael and Issei. The apocalypse was stopped by me. I'm the one who managed to kill Issei and Michael. I'm the winner out of everything that has happened today. I've finally killed him. My life is complete now. The end. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video.